Welcome back. I'm Gary Parr.
And I'm Cindy Baldwin.
And you are listening to the midweek version of the Fiber Talk podcast that we do twice a week for those of us who like to do needle and thread things. All right, no Stitch Hour tonight because we're doing this. And Sunday is going to be, Sunday, it's already recorded. It's excellent. Gina Barrett of Gina-B Silkworks.
Oh,
And
cool.
Beth and I did that, and she's cost us some money, which reminds me, I got to place the order. She does Dorset rings and wrapped buttons and a whole bunch of a whole ton of other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean like endless stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm going to be doing some buttons here coming up. And Beth sent me her order, and I didn't even look at what it was, but yeah, it was an expensive podcast. Yes. Yeah, it's these Dorset rings, wrap buttons, and then the rest of it all just falls under that passementery category. But just some really cool stuff, and she was fantastic, and she's from England. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I followed her for quite a while on Instagram
uh
and also on YouTube. She has really good instructional videos.
Yeah, I watched a couple. Yeah, she's very good. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, she was a special one. Yep. So
Hmm.
So that's coming up Sunday. Yeah, that was really good. I'd never heard of her. New to me. I think I found her
Oh,
on Instagram, and wrote to her, and yeah. So we're gonna line it up. We lined it up and we made it work. Yeah,
well, I'm okay. I've been following her for a long, long time,
yeah,
and I guess it never occurred to me to suggest her to you.
yeah.
I started. I think I started following her one year when she did a button a day.
Yes, she was. We talked about that a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She
she's done
actually,
that a couple of times since I
yeah.
followed her, I think.
Actually, she had when we recorded and people see the video, she has them all on the wall behind her from the buttons a day. Very cool. Yeah, yeah. Oh, she was fantastic. It was really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really inventive.
yeah,
And Dorset buttons are fun to do.
yeah. I've never done them, so I'm going to, because it looks like the kind of thing you can take anywhere and just sit and just do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, especially wrapping the rings, that's kind of mindless.
mm-hmm.
But you do kind of need to get the hang of it,
Yeah.
to make sure that it's adjusted just right. I We did in the Embroiderers Guild years and years and years ago. Uh, yeah, just for it's
Yeah.
fun to put. And I think Beth put a Dorset button on something she finished not too long ago.
Right. Yeah. Wasn't it that wool applique thing?
Could be.
A bag she made and she put a
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, now I got to
Hmm.
get try. I'm pumped up to try it. Yeah, yeah, yep. So yeah, so that's Sunday, and then Sunday's guest Rebecca Nolan of Lucy Beam. That was fun. She's a hoot. That was a good time. Dumpster diving with her grandma when she was a little kid. That's a story. We'll let people listen to that for that one, but that's special. Yep, dumpster diving for cloth. And then she is one with Sylvia Stecker, who is teaching at the Sampler U at the EGA National Seminar. So we talk a little bit about that about three-quarters of the way through, but her sewing role is pretty cool. And
It is.
that was something that I didn't realize because you stitch the whole thing before you go to the event, and then you make it there. You make the sewing roll, so you walk out of there with a finished piece. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Right.
So if you've never finished anything, it's a chance to learn. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and it is. I mean, when you go to a seminar like that, you almost never come out with something that's finished.
right,
Unless
right.
it's really small, and you've got plenty of, which you never have enough time to finish something. So
Yeah.
it for this kind of thing, it's great to do the pre-work ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, not even talking about just getting to the finishing. First, you have to finish the needlework.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that never happens at a seminar.
No. No. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to do the work ahead of time and then be able to actually see how it's assembled,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
Yeah, that's a good class because Sylvia's is the kettlewell sampler, and that's Beth and I did that smalls out of that. But that's that's a sampler instruction thing. It's a beautiful sampler, but then to finish this sewing roll, it's got a couple pockets in it, and um, so yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that was a little twist I didn't expect. I thought it would be stitching, and the stitching is so basic in that thing. I thought, what's she going to talk about? Well, she's going to talk about the hard part. Um, yeah.
It does say that in the description
Oh,
for
does
the
it?
sampler you. Yeah.
So you're saying I need to read carefully?
Oh, well, maybe.
Okay. Well, I didn't read carefully, so there you go. Um, so anyway, that was cool. So yeah, Rebecca Nolan, Lucy Beam, and then of course check out her website for all kinds of. She has some fun designs and some
Hmm.
cool samplers. So yeah, good stories. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Um, oh, I forget this all the time. So encourage people, help us out here. Like, subscribe, comment, share. On everything:
All the
Instagram,
things.
YouTube, uh, Facebook, wherever you see us. Folks, I really appreciate if you start pounding. I kind of, somebody, Susan Weeks, Stitchery Stories, her podcast. I listen to her. I've listened to her from day one. I've heard every single
Yeah.
episode. I enjoy her stuff. I really do. And she's competition, but I don't care. She's, she does a nice job, and she gets some interesting guests, and I never miss one. She posted that somebody did a Google search for embroidery podcasts, and that Stitchery Stories came up number one. And I thought, well, where are we at? Well, we're fourth or fifth. And I did a couple of them. And then when I did the search, the embroidery podcast came up number one, and then Susan was number two. Now, Susan's last one was April 3rd, and the embroidery podcast, their last one was February 29, 2024.
Hmm.
And then we were after that. And Isabella Rosner was third in most of them. Her So What, her last one was April 17. And I never miss hers either. I mean, her stuff
Yeah,
is,
I don't
is
either.
you
Yeah.
never miss them every time it pops up. So we need to move up the list, folks. we're, you know, these people
I
haven't
know.
produced, yeah,
We should be ahead of groups that haven't put anything out for a year.
right. At least that. At least that. So, and there may be some setting I don't have right but anyway, really appreciate if you'd spread the word, like, subscribe, comment, share, tell people about us. If you, I mean, we have a very large audience, but tell people about us, but start making those check marks to get us the numbers we need, because it would be really nice if we'd move up, especially, yeah, like you said, somebody who hasn't posted in a year. Yeah, we ought to be able to do better than that. Yeah. And I'm sure some of it, like the embroidery podcast, when you do a search for embroidery podcasts, okay, yeah, yeah, that's probably going to come up.
Well, and I think she limited her search to the UK.
Oh,
I
that
saw
could
that
be.
post too. I
Oh,
saw that post too. So I think she limited it to the UK.
okay, that could be. Yeah. So, yeah, help us out, folks. Spread the word. Yep. All right, we have a
And
giveaway. Whoop,
commenting, oh, sorry, I didn't mean
no,
to
go
interrupt,
ahead.
but commenting raises things up in the whole scheme of the whatever. Uh, so if even if you comment and say really enjoyed the show or something like that,
Yeah.
that helps raise the podcast in the ratings.
Yep.
And rate on your podcast
Hmm.
catcher too, if you can,
Yeah.
because that helps raise the ratings also.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I never think of that because I listen to so many podcasts. I never rate any of them, and I should all do them all a favor. And Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, and I'm busy doing other stuff when I listen to
right.
podcasts.
Same here. Yeah.
And so, yeah, well, yeah, you're writing or whatever.
Right.
You can't really
I'm not
stop and
stopping.
hit that star.
No, no.
I do go back sometimes. And, when I have an idle moment, I'll go back through the podcasts I've listened to the last day or so that I really like and give them a star.
Yeah, yeah,
On the one that I use, I can't rate. It's just a star.
yeah. Uh huh. Yeah.
So I hope that does something.
Yeah. So help us out, folks. We'd appreciate it. Spread the word. Hit the subscribe, just the like, the subscribe, the share, the comments, all of it. Yeah, and like Cindy said, even if it's just a thanks for a comment, it's at least something. So, all right, we have a giveaway. Clara Washart. Normally we do the giveaways on our Wednesday night live shows, but this one we're going to do a little different. So Clara Washhour has a free now. ClaraStitching.com is her website, and you need to get subscribed to her website. And she does these free classes with some regularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a tremendous teacher, and this is gold work. And you go, oh no, I'm not doing gold work. I never do gold work. You've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Um,
know anybody that says
no,
that kind of
no,
thing.
I never do. I'm never doing gold work. Yeah. Um, but she's this Immaculate Heart thing. It's just a little tiny thing. Most of her stuff is small stuff. So if you ever thought, it'd be fun to try gold work, but I just don't want to get involved in a lifelong project. These things are quick, easy things to do, and they're beautiful. Beth did the Immaculate Heart, and it is the one. I think she did two of them, and I mean, really stunning stuff. But the workshop is free. You just have to buy the kit, and if you have your own stash, you don't even need to buy the kit. Clara is a tremendous teacher. She's really good. We did a show with her. It's probably been a year and a half or more, maybe 2 years now. It's been a
Probably.
while. Really, really like her a lot. She's just terrific. So the online workshop is Saturday, June 21 at 7 p.m. UK time. She's in the UK, which would be 2 p.m. Eastern time. So right smack in the middle of our afternoon on the June the 21st. And you register at clarastitching.com. Well, Clara has been kind enough to make 2 kits available to our listeners for free.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. And she'll ship them. So 2 kits that she'll ship from the UK. So free class, a 2-hour workshop, and free kit if you're one of the 2 winners. So the way we do these drawings is you send an email to me, to Gary at WeTalkFiber.com. So Gary at WeTalkFiber.com. Send an email. In the subject line, you just put Clara, C-L-A-R-A. Simple, C-L-A-R-A. Nothing fancy. Don't put anything else with it. Just put Clara, because then it goes to the right box. And then in the body of the email, you put your name and address. And it's really hard to ship things without an address, so please put the address in there. So Clara in the thing, in the subject line, name and address, and the email body, and then you send that. And I have to have that by midnight Eastern time, June 1st. All right? So pretty quick turnaround, but June 1st, midnight Eastern time, that's the cutoff. So that's 11 o'clock Central time for us, so that means I can do it before I go to bed. I'll do the drawing then, and then I'll let you know if you're a winner, and then I'll send those to Clara, and then she'll ship from the UK, and that's why it's such a short turnaround. I want to make sure you have your kits before the 21st, because who knows how long it takes, So if you're interested in doing this class and want to try to win one of these Immaculate Heart kits from Clara Washhour, clarastitching.com, Gary at WeTalkFiber.com. The subject line is Clara. Don't put anything else, just Clara. Name and address in the email body, and I got to have it by midnight Eastern time, June 1st, Sunday, June 1st. So get on that. Very kind of Clara to offer these free kits. It's very generous, and we really appreciate it. And clarastitching.com. Go check that out. She has so many fun things. I really enjoy her a lot. So check that out.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, we're going to get all the stuff out of the way here. Patreon.com/FiberTalk. If you want to support us, $5 and $10 levels, we sure would appreciate it. And we're putting a lot of content. We've got quite a bit of content up there already, and we're putting up quite a bit more in the days ahead. The $10 level allows you to participate in our Zoom meetings, gatherings, whatevers. So that, and we're going to start doing those. We're going to change our schedule. So our Wednesday night live shows, starting in June, the first Wednesday of the month is going to be the Stitch Hour, our regular Stitch Hour on YouTube. Then the third Wednesday is going to be the Zoom class or the Zoom session for our $10 tier subscribers. So if you're $10, then that's going to be Wednesday. So we're going to only have in a month now only one Stitch Hour. Excuse me, and it's just legitimately time. How many shows can we do in a month? So and we want to do these Zoom things. So we're going to do the Zoom on the third Wednesday, and then we'll pop in a couple of I'm not sure what schedule we'll use. Sunday afternoon Zoom sessions for Patreon people that will allow us to have European people be involved. We can get Jessica to join us, and so we're going to do that, but we're going to change the schedule and get this started. So the first Wednesday is going to be our regular Stitch Hour, and then the third Wednesday of the month will be our Zoom sessions for Patreon people. And speaking of Zoom sessions, Jessica Grimm, become one of her Patreon subscribers, and she does her Zoom things are terrific. They're on Monday afternoons as a rule. I've participated in one of them because I could. And we're recording this on Monday, and we're recording it right when her session is. Otherwise, I'd have joined today. But excellent stuff there. Really a great group. And then with hers, you get a European perspective because just about everybody there is from Europe. And that's valuable, too, because different look at things. So patreon.com/FiberTalk. We really would appreciate your support. One of the things we're doing is reaction videos. And those have been a great deal. For us, they've been fun, I think. I mean, I really enjoyed them. Yeah. We did, the most recent one was Teresa Baird's North Carolina sampler. That was fun. And then we recorded another one that will be going up in the next few days where there were two charts with Sedona Sunset and Swirls and Pearls, two counted canvas pieces in the A&G Needle Pointers magazine. And when I got my copy of the magazine and leafed through it, I sent to Cindy and Beth and said, all right, which one would you do? And I think you went with Sedona Sunset from Curdy Biggs, and Beth and I went with the Swirls and Pearls from Higginbotham. Well, that gave us a show. So we did a discussion about what we liked and didn't like about those two. That was great fun. So
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, that was great. So that's coming up. That one's recorded. Then we've seen Cindy's Garden Path where she changed the colors. That's Sue Reed's design, and we're going to do a show with Sue to talk about that design. So we'll have the designer, and we'll have her model and Cindy's version, and we'll get to hear what went through the minds of both of them as they stitched that and as Cindy changed the colors. So that's going to be fun. And then Karen Kluba, Rosewood Manor, Karen Kluba has a new design coming out, celebration to celebrate the big anniversary of, was it 150, 250 years? How old is this country?
250.
250 years
250.
next year. And that's available June 1. Well, Karen, as soon as we get it scheduled, Karen is going to join us to talk about her design. So that's cool. Yeah. So that and so much more on Patreon. I'm doing the Friday 5-minute things on Friday, every Friday so far. I've held up. It's been close. One of them was like 11 o'clock at night. It finally got posted, but I made it. But WeTalkFiber.com, or no, Patreon.com/FiberTalk to do that. Word of warning, if you do not, just simply do not subscribe through Apple, through the podcast and Apple to Patreon, because you'll pay this 30% premium. And there was notice here a week ago that a court had blocked that. But now I read something today that there's some question as to whether that will hold. So do not use that. Just go to patreon.com/fibertalk, subscribe there. Then it'll be $5 or $10. Don't do that. Don't give Apple any more money, for crying out loud. They don't need any more. So that app, I have to say, I've been using that Patreon app, and I have to say I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
I just go to the website. It does not deliver the images very well at all. There was one video I put up, and I watched it on the app, and it was all pixelated, and I thought, oh no, because immediately I think it's my fault, And immediately I call up the thing. No, I had high enough resolution things, and I went to the website. The photos were crystal clear. It's like, oh, spare me. So, skip that app. Yeah.
It could just be a bandwidth issue on the phone or the Wi-Fi or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah. So, whatever. Use the website. It'll be better. Then also, and I'll remind people of this coming up, June 22nd through the 29th. So June 22nd through 29th, that's 2 Sundays and a Wednesday. There will be no shows whatsoever. Nothing. My sister and I are going for a bike ride, our summer bike ride, multiple days. And so I'm not even going to be around. So we're just simply not going to have anything 22 to 29. And I'll remind people, and I'll put up a post or something. But yeah, it's always comforting when if something doesn't go up. It's not uncommon to hear from somebody, is there going to be a podcast this week? Yeah, I'm having trouble. I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm getting there. So, and I appreciate that.
It's nice that people are paying attention.
Yeah. I know it feels good when, oh wait, I'm waiting for you. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting there. Yeah. So, okay. That's all the stuff. This was interesting, and this is marginal, stitching. On May 15th, I always listen to the New York Times Daily, the daily podcast. I think it's just a superb podcast. I listen every morning. It's like 20 minutes or a half hour, depending. They just do an outstanding job. I mean, they're the New York Times, so, they just do an outstanding job. On May 15, and this was a whole new world for me, they did a show where they were talking about this Chinese operation. I got the impression it was almost a whole town, where they produced this fast fashion stuff, this like cheap, quick clothing. I didn't know. I'm the last guy to worry about fashion anyway. When I buy new clothes, it is such a rare thing. I wear them till they're threadbare and falling off. I just don't. I never have cared. But apparently, in this one, young people, the clothing is so cheap that they buy boatloads of it, have it shipped over here, and of course the story in the Daily was that these tariffs on China are going to greatly damage this business in China and make it tough for all the young people. And it was mostly, from the impression I got, it was mostly young people to buy all of these clothes for cheap. And so that was the story there. Okay, well, that was interesting. Didn't know about that. Oh, and then it was a pretty sophisticated operation, because they talked about the people who run these businesses or are in charge of all of them, or I'm not sure how it worked. One of the things they said is they pay attention to what the Kardashians are wearing, and then they use that to dictate what they're going to make. And it's like, really? that's your normal? Give me a break. But so that was fascinating, and they were talking about this massive operation that was going to be in trouble because of these tariffs.
Is that Sheen?
Sheen was one of them. Sheen and that, yes,
Timu?
Timu, that's the other one. Yeah, those were the ones. Those were the key ones. Yeah, and shipping stuff by literally shiploads of clothing that I got the impression, I mean, you're buying shirts and stuff for $5 and $10 and ridiculous. But then you guys have been bugging me to listen to Haptic and Hue. And so this morning on my bike ride, I'd eaten up all my other ones and everybody was off for the weekend. I probably ought to listen to this Haptic and Hue. So I listened to the most recent one. I don't know if you've gotten to it yet, but the most recent one was about this fire at the Contamanto market in Ghana.
Yeah, I told you about that the last time we talked.
Okay. So all these clothes that come out of China that are cheap, then when people get rid of them, they end up in Ghana to be recycled. That's right. You were telling. Now I remember. It's coming back to me.
Mm-hmm.
What an unbelievable, ridiculous cycle. But then there's so much coming in that they can't use it all.
Well, and it's so cheap,
right,
that there's not a lot of value in it.
Yeah. Unbelievable. The whole thing just came together on my bike ride this morning. It's like, holy smokes, what is wrong with us?
So I forget, I don't know which group I was looking at on Facebook, some cross stitch group. And somebody was asking about buying cross stitch patterns from Sheen
Oh.
and Timu.
Mm-hmm.
And people were saying, don't do it. They're ripoffs. And I think maybe it started because somebody had found a pattern from one of the designers that she really likes.
Uh-huh.
And it had the designer, she put a picture of it there, and it had the designer's name on it. Of course, it was really, really cheap. And, so it was hey, designer, this is out there on, I forget whether it was Sheen or Timu. And then the designer jumped on and said, yeah, that's not authorized.
Oh. Yeah. So this whole thing, I literally, I'm riding along on my bike, and I'm sure my jaw was open because I was completely out of breath, but I couldn't believe it. And they can't like they try to upcycle in this operation. They try to upcycle clothes. They can't do enough of it. They can't keep up. Mm-hmm. So they're burning them for energy, which of course sends all kinds of pollutants into the air.
Right, because most of them are polyester.
Yeah,
which is plastic.
Right. Yeah. Can't even imagine what people breathing that stuff. What they're going to end up with long term. That can't be good. What a wasteful society. Jeez. Mm-hmm. And they talked about people buying stuff to wear once because if you wear it more than once, your peers look down on you, or if you don't have all kinds of clothes and you wear something multiple times, then what's wrong with you that you keep wearing the same clothes? What? I look at me. I've got 3 pairs of pants and X number of shirts that I just wear, and the only reason I they're either in the laundry or on me, one or the other. I mean, I just don't. I never have. And when they're so threadbare that they're finally getting broken in, then usually I get pressure from the boss to get rid of them.
Yeah. Or Marga just disappears them in the laundry, the washing machine ate it.
I think that's happened. Yes, I think that's happened from time to time. Yeah, yeah,
I I'm the same way. I mean, I don't wear fancy clothes, especially since I'm retired, but
yeah.
you know, I usually when I buy something it's because it's a new color.
Oh,
I don't
uh-huh.
have that color in my wardrobe and I want
Oh,
that color.
oh, yeah. And no surprise here. Most of my stuff's blue, so I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't. I just and the thought of buying a whole bunch of stuff, and then they were talking about kids were buying stuff, and then if they didn't have enough money, there's these payment plans, so you can pay so much a month for this clothing you're just going to throw away. What is? Oh, I couldn't. I just.
So there's a lot of pressure from TikTok and
Oh,
these other this is where this is coming from is,
oh,
oh you can't you have to have a new outfit every day and uh it's sad.
geez. I guess I didn't. I don't do the TikTok thing, so. Um,
I don't either. And I mean, even if I did, I'm not in that demographic, so
yeah,
those wouldn't
yeah,
be the kinds of things I'd be watching.
yeah. Right, right.
But
Oh, the whole thing just kind of just knocked me for a loop. I couldn't believe it,
hmm
you know, because fast fashion is it's like throwaway fashion. It's not fast fashion. It's throwaway fashion. It's just
it is.
wear it once and pitch it. What's wrong with that? That's oh
And
yeah.
some of it may be that it's so shoddy that once is all it lasts.
That could be too. Yeah, I got that impression. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, when you think about it, they're probably spending as much money as they would if they bought one piece that was a good quality
Mm-hmm.
and wore it for,
Yeah.
I mean, if you wear it for several years, then, it's winds up being cheaper
Right. Right.
because you don't keep adding stuff to your wardrobe.
Right. Oh, I guarantee you, my clothes. I'm to the good. I'm in the black on my clothes. Yeah, in the
Yeah,
black,
me too.
no problem. Because they were
hmm
talking about in that haptic and hue, they were talking about uh, the clothing is so cheap that if a button comes off, people don't even bother to put a new button on. They just get rid of it.
Well,
Jeez.
that's not necessarily limited to cheap clothing
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people don't know how to sew buttons on these days.
That's true. Yeah. 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 That's so true. Yeah. It just, what a, I don't know. And then, and then I go back to my Namibia guys who are always chasing down seals who have gotten themselves snagged in clothing of all kinds and cutting t-shirts and hat brim rings and all kinds of things off of these seals that they get them entangled and then it chokes them as they grow. It chokes them and because the stuff doesn't degrade. So
Yeah.
now this whole cycle, and then there's so much trash and it ends up in the ocean, and then these seals are dying because of cheap clothing. And they're forever cutting clothing off. It's either clothing or O-rings from ship engines and stuff. And,
Oh, wow.
but t-shirts are, t-shirts, hat rims, yeah, all the time. Yep. Well, and there's where it comes from. There's just so much
Mhm.
trash, and it ends up in the ocean. But oh boy, the whole thing was just ugh. It's just I don't
Yeah.
just ugh.
It's really uh, it's sad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, it's the people that are making the garments are not paid well.
Nope, nope.
They can't be because otherwise the garments would cost more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I mean, it goes all the way back to where the fabric is made. It's made cheaply, it's bought cheaply. The clothing is, I mean, I So I haven't looked at the clothing particularly closely, but I would guess that it's pretty simple clothing. There's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of seams and uh, fitting to it
Yeah. Uh-huh.
because that takes time to do.
Right. Right. Well, and
And then if you look at how everything is finished, it's not.
yeah.
So the insides of the seams are, kind of ragged and
Yeah.
yeah.
Threads hanging off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I went to with as American Eagle is one of those where I purchased a couple, and the fabric was so thin, and it was I'm sure they're still in my drawer because I can't throw them away, but I don't wear them because I mean it's just flimsy, and so I buy uh, clothes that have a thicker gauge on the fabric and are made well, and if they cost a little bit more, fine, because like I said, I'm in the black on my entire wardrobe, no problem. So
Mm-hmm.
and I'm certainly not going to pay in installments for clothing, for crying out loud. uh just to have something new tomorrow, that's crazy. That's crazy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if, quite frankly, if people I'm hanging out with are more worried about whether I have the same shirt on twice, I'm done hanging out with them. I mean, that's it. I'm out. Just
Yeah.
if that's your focus, I got better things to do.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a sad thing. What a truly sad thing. So that was my
Yeah.
introduction to Haptic and Hue. So thanks a lot for that. I'll give them another chance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One that probably one of the early ones that I listened to. I haven't gone back to the beginning and listened to them. But she did one on tartan. Uh, how they make the plaids in
Oh, ooh,
Scotland,
making a note.
Ireland.
Now that I would like
Yeah.
to learn.
Hmm. It's
Yeah.
pretty far back. It might be a couple years.
Okay. I'll hunt it
But hey,
down.
you got lots of time on your bike,
Oh
so
yeah.
go back to the
Yeah.
beginning and start.
Start from scratch. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I eat through podcasts. I eat through podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So can we talk about Nicola Jarvis for a minute?
Yeah. I don't know anything
Okay, I
about
just
what's she doing.
well, I just got her book.
Oh, is that cool or what?
Oh my gosh. I won't ever do anything in it, most likely. But it is of course, it's a stunning book. It's Inspirations
Yeah.
magazine. So, the photography is incredible. Let me get to the next page here. Her story is incredible that she writes for each thing. And the other thing that I thought was really cool is at the end of each project, she highlights a craftsman a craftsperson, I should say. Uh, oh, here's one. The rabbit she had applied to the cover of a book,
Uh
and the craftsperson that she highlighted is a bookbinder,
huh. Mm-hmm.
a master bookbinder.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, she talks a little bit about uh, what, how she's worked with them and what they've done and, in their past and uh, where they learned their craft. And it is truly a really stunning book.
Yeah.
And it's been on my list of stuff to get for a while, and I just finally decided
You went for it.
it needs it needs to be in my library
Yeah. Yeah.
on my coffee table.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that kind of book. January 27, 2024, we talked to her about that. Yeah. About the
Yeah.
book. That's when we did you go back to January 27, 2024. We talked about she talked about how she put that book together and those designs. She's a tremendous talent. I
And
mean,
this is oh I her artwork.
Yeah.
She draws all of the animals first
Mm-hmm.
and paints them in some cases. Her degrees are before she got into embroidery are in art.
Mm-hmm.
So she's, just a fantastic artist.
Yeah.
And this is volume 1, winter spring. So
Right.
volume 2, summer fall, should be coming out maybe next year.
I would think. Yeah. Yeah. And that is Inspirations produced that. They published it, right? As I recall.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So anybody who's had anything from Inspirations, the caliber of book it is. Top flight. Yeah.
Yeah, stunning photography.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
just it's really an amazing book.
Yeah. As I recall talking to her, you can get the book from Inspirations, but you can also get it from her. So if you're in Europe, because she's in the UK, if you're in Europe, you can save that Australian shipping fees and get it from her, as I recall. Um,
You might even be able to get it from regular booksellers.
yeah.
I got mine from a needlework store,
Okay.
but the it's probably available on Amazon.
Uh, what needlework
I
store?
know.
Let's promote the needlework store. What one did you get?
A stitching shop in
Oh,
Denver.
in Denver. Yeah. Of
Hmm.
course. Yeah. Yeah. They have everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, I'm glad you got that book. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, we've talked to a bunch of people from the UK, and she is right at the top in
Just an
terms of,
amazing
yeah,
artist.
yeah,
Yeah.
just,
And
yeah.
and I didn't know I didn't realize from your conversation, or maybe you did talk about it and I just forgot. She uses lots of different techniques.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like it's all cruel,
Yeah.
wool embroidery on
No, no.
whatever. She does gold work. She does a lot of things. I guess maybe technically it would be considered stump work because she stitches certain elements on another piece of fabric and then cuts that out and applies it
Yeah.
to the main design. They're not raised or anything like typical stump work. They're just applied flat on the fabric in the position that they go in.
Yeah. So
Uh,
it's kind of a hybrid between applique and stump
yeah,
work, isn't it?
applique.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Kind of her own version, but it adds a nice
Yeah.
depth. Yeah.
Right. Lots of texture. The techniques are appropriate to the motif that she's doing. Though she did um, a moth in Ornue.
Ah. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
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 So when I saw that picture, I thought, oh, that looks like Ornue. So then I went back to the instructions, and by golly, it is Ornue. And that's one of the ones that she stitched on a separate piece. So when you buy the kit from her, and I would say do buy the kit,
Yeah.
because the design is actually printed on with all the colors and everything. So all you do is just stitch, whatever the colors are. But if there are elements that are stitched on a separate piece of cloth, you get printed, that printed cloth also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she makes it terrifically easy for you.
Yeah.
And I would assume that you can get the kits through Inspirations
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
as
sure.
well
Yeah.
as her.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
But Inspirations does run out of kits.
Yeah. Every time in a hurry, don't they? Jeez. Every time. And I'm sure that's always comical to me because I'm sure that every time they put out a new one, that they make sure we have enough. They do. I mean, that's just good business. Make sure we have enough forever within 48 hours out. It's just yeah. For me, it's entertainment to see how fast they sell out. Yeah, because it's
Hmm.
yeah, yep. Yeah, I was thinking I have that book, but I don't have that book because when Beth and I talked to her, we had the PDF. We had the pre-release PDF. So I never went and bought the book. So now I got to buy the book
Mhm.
because I want that book. But because I was going to say, oh, I have that. It's right, and then it's not over in the shelf. I had the PDF, draft copies stamped over it and everything. Oh, I got to get the book
Mhm.
now because that's all hardbound. I mean, that's a serious book. Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's a
yeah,
nice, beautiful book.
yeah, yep.
You know, the typical inspirations
Mm-hmm.
product. And then at the back, if you don't get the kit, there's the patterns
Yeah.
right
Okay.
here.
Uh huh.
So you can get your own fabric and draw the patterns on.
Yeah. Yep.
It's blowing out.
Yeah. No, we're seeing it there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you can get personally, if I was going to do one, I'd buy the kit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So there we have it. All right. Now, all right. This second one in a row has cost me money. This second show in a row has cost me money. This is yeah. But that's one where you want to get this one because you want to have both.
I do.
Yeah. You want to have so you have all four seasons
Hmm.
of her book. Yeah. That also reminds me
Hmm.
when the next one comes out, we got to talk to her again. Yeah,
Hmm.
because we've done two shows with her. We did one just learning about her, and then we did that about the book. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and all her stuff, like her website, will just suck up hours on you. Um, yeah, she's really good. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's always interesting to me those those people that come out of the Royal School because they all get the same training, and then
Hmm.
when they go out on their own, and I may be misspeaking here. I think she still does a lot of work with the Royal School. Um, I think. But
I
when they,
she did say in here, of course this was published in 2024, so it's a couple years or a year old. She did say that she got to work on the I forget what it was for the coronation.
oh, okay, yeah,
So
yeah,
it's part of what the royal school did for the coronation.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's interesting to talk to them because they all get the same training, and then when they go out and do their own thing, it's there's so many different approaches and
Hmm.
create levels of creativity and things that interest them, whether it's black work, stump work, whatever it might be, that they build their business on, all out of the same training. And I'm sure, like, if they go back to help out on something like the coronation, I'm sure mentally they just fall right back in lockstep to the way they were trained, no matter what they're doing on their own personal thing. But
Well, I think what it illustrates is that a good foundation can give you the basis that you need to do whatever you want.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep, yep.
So you learn the basics, you learn them well, and then you
Hmm.
take the leap from there.
Right. Yeah. Then you have a foundation, so you can start to break the rules, or do
Hmm.
or while you were taking that class, in your mind it was, I would do it this way. Well, then you go off and do it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh, so many, the history that so many talented needleworkers out of that one
Hmm.
institution. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Every one of them different.
Hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, I got to buy that book. Man. How much was it?
Uh, I don't know. 40 some dollars, I think.
Okay. All right. Fairly standard then. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't, I don't have a price tag on it.
That's all right. Somewhere in that ballgame then. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got an order from Gina to get buttons, and I got to buy a book. No problem. No problem at all.
Problem.
No, I don't see a problem. Phoenix sampler
Yes.
that Beth has already done some stitching on.
Hmm. Overachiever.
Yeah, that. That. Uh, June 1st, which is a Sunday, we're going to have a special show where we're going to talk about that. So that'll be 2 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock, or 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to have a show because we're going to start that. And so I, I say all this with great confidence when the cloth is laying over there, not even on the slate frame. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Mine isn't either.
Yeah. No pressure there. Mm-hmm. But
And you're going to be gone.
and I know, and then I'm going to be gone for 3 days. So yeah, no pressure. I'll get it. Jeez, what have we done? So we're going to do that. So we'll get that Phoenix sampler started. We've been talking about it and talking about it. We're finally going to get started. Actually, Cindy and I are going to try and catch up to Beth. I think is more what the show is about.
Hmm.
Us catching up to Beth. I think that's really the theme of the show. And then subsequent shows we'll do on our Patreon site. So we'll keep updating on the Patreon site. So yet another reason to be a subscriber, because we're all excited about doing it as long as it's taken for us to start. We're all excited about doing it. But now Beth is doing her own threads and colors, and you and I bought the kit. We bought the official colors from what's that silk company?
Fiberlicious, yummy fibers.
There, them, yeah. So
So that's the threads.
right,
And there isn't a kit that has the fabric in it.
right,
So she stitched it, and the design is from Northern Expressions Designs. She stitched it on kind of a cream colored fabric,
right,
linen.
yeah,
You and Beth are using Black Swan
yep,
from Fox and Rabbit, and I'm using a dark purple.
yes. Yeah, it's interesting. We all went dark. Yeah, Northern Expressions on Etsy. We tried to do a show with her. She just wasn't comfortable doing a show to talk about it. So, not going to stop
But,
us.
right, so the version that we are doing has a lot of specialty stitches in it. And if you don't want to do specialty stitches, she has a cross stitch version.
Yep, yep.
Now, I haven't looked at the cross stitch version. I would assume that she's got a conversion to DMC, but I don't
I
know that for
assume.
sure.
Yeah, I didn't look,
Yeah.
but I assume. Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't be too tough to convert either. But yeah,
No, it wouldn't. It's reds and oranges.
right. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of yellow.
Yep.
So it would be easy to pick uh, ordinary floss. So you get the idea, something
Right.
similar, but it's just cross stitch.
Right.
So if you
Yeah.
don't want to do the specialty stitches, do the cross stitch version with us.
Yeah. And we're gonna break it up. Beth was scheduling it all out. We're gonna break it up into a. I quit paying attention, but she had it out to 18 months, didn't she?
Well, she started with a band a month.
And then Common Sense Cindy came along and said, "I don't know about that."
And that's a little optimistic. There's 11 bands,
Yeah.
and the first band is pretty narrow and probably pretty easy to get done in a month. But
Then
then they get bigger.
buckle up.
So yeah, now she's got us out to 18 months.
18 months. Okay. All right. Yeah. So plenty of time to catch up to Beth. Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing. It's interesting that all three of us, and the model stitched on a light colored, kind of a cream colored, and all three of us went dark.
Yeah.
That's interesting how that even, because we didn't talk about it. We just all decided what we wanted to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see those flame oranges pop off that black.
Mm-hmm.
That's because that's going to be cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, purple too.
Yeah.
What's six one half dozen the other? I mean, that's just going to
Mm-hmm.
scream. That's going to be cool. Yeah. So,
Yeah. And it's a really dark bluish purple.
oh, okay. So really deep.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's going to be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
So we're going to talk about what we're doing for threads and fabric, and we're going to talk about how we manage our threads
mm-hmm.
because we all have a different way of doing it. Where um, Beth and I are using scroll rods,
Yep.
different scroll rods. You're going to use a slate frame. So we'll talk about how we're setting it all up, and uh, Beth already has found at least one suggestion for people
Okay.
to help them do something. So she'll talk about that, and I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about.
Oh yeah, we never lack for that. Yeah. So
No,
that'll be 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern time on June 1 is when we'll start this thing. And if the schedule's 18 months, if you don't have your kit and you want to do it, there's time. Yeah.
just join us
Yeah.
whenever.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or if we inspire you to spend money on June 1st and you decide to act, then you'll be fine. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think any of the three of us is ever going to win a speed stitching award. So, yeah.
No, and really, it's really kind of about how much time you spend on it. And if that was the only thing we were doing,
Right.
it would be easy-ish.
Yep. Yep. Right.
But it's not.
Nope.
I don't know how I've got too many things.
Yep. Yep. Same here. Yeah. Oh, I cracked up. How much time are we? I haven't even been watching the clock. Holy smokes. In our Zoom session, when we were talking about the Botany Bay sampler that I'm working on
Hmm.
from, 1700s, 1800s, whatever it is, I don't even know. Donna LeBranch said she was going to drop in a motif of the Starship Enterprise into the thing. Oh man, I am so doing that with
Love it.
her. I know
Yeah.
right where it's going. I just got to find the chart because there's one. But oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
there's a Starship Enterprise going in this ancient sampler, guaranteed.
The hard thing might be finding one that's small enough.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed. Yeah, yeah. Because I'm sure most of them that exist are quite large. Yeah, I'll
Hmm.
figure it out because there's got to be
Yeah.
one in there.
Yeah.
Like, where's
Somebody's done it.
Waldo? Where's Waldo? You gotta. Uh, I told Marga about that. She even laughed at that one. She's, oh man, that's too much. Yeah, yeah, that's good. So
Hmm.
I forget where she came up with that idea, but absolutely stealing it. You bet. Uh,
So there was a episode, I don't know if it was called Botany Bay.
that's where she got it. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
Star Trek. Star Trek? Yeah,
Yeah,
Star Trek.
that's right. There is the
Yeah.
episode. Oh,
Yeah, because I was thinking about that too. What's the connection there?
it
And I
comes
think it's the
together.
Botany Bay episode.
Comes together for me now. I just thought it was a cool idea. Now it really is cool.
Right.
The wires have connected, you see. Yeah. Okay. Yes, there is that episode. Oh man, oh, too much. Yeah, too much. Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. I know right where it's going. I got a spot all picked out. Yep. Why not? Why not? All right, we
Absolutely.
better stop. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're stopping. Um, Patreon.com/FiberTalk to subscribe. The drawing for Clara Washour's Immaculate Heart kits, 2 kits, one per person. So 2 winners You register for the workshop at clarastitching.com. The workshop is June 21. That's a Saturday, and it will be 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock p.m. UK time. To get in the drawing, you send an email to Gary@WeTalkFiber.com. Subject line, you put the name Clara, Clara, and then your name and address in the email body. You got to have it by midnight Eastern Time, June 1. We'll do the drawing. I'll do the drawing before I go to bed that night, and then you'll wake up Monday morning and know if you won or not.
And as soon as you get your notification, then you go register for the class and say, I won.
Yep. And I'll send that right. And last time we did a drawing, Clara sent them out like within a day. So, but I want to make sure that you have it before the 21st so you can get familiar with the kit and everything. And you can buy the kit. She'll sell you the kit. So if you don't win and you want to do the workshop, she has the kits. And if you have a supply of goldwork materials, you probably have all you need. I mean, it's just a little tiny thing. You need a piece of kid leather and a few little goldwork threads, and you're good to go. So if you have a supply, you'll probably be all right. But check it out, clarastitching.com. Thanks to Clara for making that available for 2 of our listeners. Sunday is Gina Barrett of Gina-B Silkworks, and she's going to cost you money. I guarantee you. Yep. All right. We're out. Thanks for listening.
Bye.